Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Kaduna State, my colleague, Dr. Hadiza Sabo Balarabe, Your Excellencies, Honorable Ministers, former governors, Your Royal Highnesses, senior military, police, and paramilitary officials here present, members of the National Assembly, all senior officials present, please permit me to observe all protocols. I would want to first welcome you all to Kaduna and Kaduna State University for this very important town hall meeting. And I want to thank my elder and my brother, Minister Lai Mohammed, for choosing to host this town hall meeting in Kaduna. We are grateful and we welcome you all. And we pray that as Allah has brought you here safely, He will take you home back to your destinations. So I again welcome all of you, including those that I missed in the protocol list, to Kaduna for this town hall meeting on national security. It is coming during a most challenging moment for our country. It is my hope that the discourse and discussions here today will be of a quality that will promote the engagements and consensus necessary for effective collective action to secure our country and its people. Amidst the sorrows and suffering insecurity has caused to many of our citizens, some of our compatriots will be tempted to dismiss gatherings like this as futile and impotent gestures. No one who is in a position of responsibility can deny the necessity for sustained action, for firm action that is in the form of proactive and sustained offensives against the criminals that menace us. Such security operations will not only cripple the outlaws, but also reassure ordinary citizens, bolster the morale of the security agencies, and provide an alternative focus for the energies that are being dissipated on fractious and divisive endeavors. The situation in which the security agencies mostly react to cases of banditry and abduction is unacceptable. We are in a war with these terrorists who are challenging the sovereignty of the Nigerian state and its monopoly of the instruments of coercion across its territory. Our security forces must collaborate to take the war to the bandits and the terrorists, recover and restore the ungoverned forests these terrorists occupy, and enable our law-abiding citizens to engage in legitimate farming and livestock production without fear. These bandits has lost their right to life under our constitution and must be wiped out in their entirety. There is no other way to approach the current insurgency situation today as far as governmental action is concerned. But action and discourse are not mutually exclusive. The theme of this town hall meeting speaks to that function of informed discourse as an enabler of more effective action, setting benchmarks for enhanced security and national unity. It's an important imperative in ensuring that there is a common understanding of the two concepts and that across this country and its diversity there is a common register for talking about them and assessing them. Everyone that has been concerned about the danger that insecurity has posed to national cohesion will appreciate the importance of securing a collective understanding of the problems and the solutions. In my view, we require at the minimum some national consensus on the key issues that confront us, on the most efficient remedies for our weaknesses. At a public meeting in Lagos in February this year, I shared some lessons we have picked up from our efforts to manage our security situation in Kaduna State, and I think it bears repeating some of it here. Number one, the Nigerian state has not jealously and consistently protected its prerogatives and status as a Leviathan, the ultimate guarantor of security, the protector of rights, and the promoter of the rule of law. That is why its power is being challenged everywhere across the country in a frighteningly sustained manner by a phalanx of armed non-state actors. Number two, our national level security response to these challenges has been uncoordinated and ineffective in wiping out the threats. None of the military services nor other security agencies have been suitably expanded in numbers and equipment for over a decade since the insurgency in the Northeast pushed things to a new low. This country does not have enough soldiers or uniformed policemen and women or numbers of secret police to project state power adequately across its vast swaths, particularly the forests. The limited number of boots on the ground are not well equipped and are significantly lacking in the technology that can make their limited numbers matter a lot less. Number three, our justice system operates with ethos and at a pace that do not reflect the fragility of the situation and the urgency to demonstrate that the rule of law is meaningful. Prosecutions take too long, that many citizens assume that the criminals have long been released, encouraging criminal conduct and raising the dangerous appeal to self-help. In fact, in this country, criminals like the courts because they know that they take their time before convicting them. The courts are on the side of the criminals rather than being on the side of law enforcement to a large extent. And this is totally unacceptable. Number four, the subnational level, that is the states and local governments combined, along with our traditional institutions, have limited hard power, but considerable options and scope for the exercise of soft power using our traditional rulers, community, and political leaders at the grassroots. But exercise of this soft power requires for its effectiveness the looming shadow of credible coercive power. Number five, the notions of a common humanity, not to talk of a common citizenship, are not as widely or deeply shared as it would appear. Identity politics hold sway. This reflects the absence of an elite consensus about who we are and how we should live together. To attain this consensus, we must, as leaders and citizens, approach organizing and governing our country as a deliberate task, beginning with a collective decision regarding what sort of society we intend to be and the means of attaining it. Other countries have done it. I don't think it's impossible for us to do so. So I'd like to conclude my welcome remarks by suggesting that this country requires urgent actions in the following areas. Number one, to identify, focus, and deal decisively with all state and non-state actors engaged in conduct that amounts to challenging the supremacy of the Nigerian state and our constitution without ethnic profiling or discriminatory treatment. Secondly, we must provide immediate and enhanced funding to acquire advanced equipment, armament, and ordnance for the armed forces, police, security, and paramilitary agencies. Number three, we must have decentralized policing. We don't have enough police. The bulk of the cost of running the police is borne by the states, and we don't know why we cannot have state police. I will repeat my call that we should have state police now. We should also try to amend the constitution to vest all minerals in the states now, and we must decentralize our judiciary now. It is unitary, it is ineffective, and it is not working. It is working more for the criminals than for innocent people. Number four, we must be emphatic about the right of every citizen to security, freedom of movement, and rights of residents, and that the choice of livelihoods must conform to the laws of the land. And finally, to address the banditry problem, particularly in the Northwest and North Central, we must implement the National Livestock Transformation Plan already produced 4 years ago to enable accelerated investment in modern animal husbandry, incorporating the rapid sedentarization of herders in non-locations. I thank you for listening to my thoughts. I welcome you to Kaduna, and I wish you safe journeys back to your destinations. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. That was Madam Nasir El-Rufai, a man who